So, if you have anxiety, I have a really great anxiety clearing process that can help you get over this. And anxiety essentially is this fear of an uncertain future, right? Something that can potentially happen that is unknown to us or uncertain to us. And it creates this anxiety effect in us where we feel tension, we feel maybe sometimes physiologically what's going on, tightness in our chest, butterflies in our stomach. We hear people describe things this way. These are actually the kinesthetic things that are going hand in hand with this anxiety that you're experiencing, this fear of the unknown or uncertain future. So the anxiety clearing process that I take myself or clients through is where I imagine myself with a timeline of my future out in front of me. So I'm standing on the present. There's a timeline that extends out into my future. And in that case, so we could assume that there would be a past timeline that goes all the way back to my birth and a future timeline that I can visualize and project out into my future, to my death. I want to picture myself on my timeline in the now, with that event that is going to happen in the future that I have anxiety about. I want to try to imagine, right? I'm going to use our imagination here and just pretend. I'm going to float up out of myself, out of my body, leave myself in the seat where I am right here, float up above myself and out onto my timeline into the future. And I want to go beyond where that future event would occur. So let's say today is Thursday, which it is. Let's say I have a speech on Saturday that I need to perform. I'm getting anxiety about it. If I want to clear that anxiety and show up powerfully, clear that fear, what I do is I float up out of my body, out of now. I go to on my timeline where I would imagine that Saturday would be. I float just beyond it and high above my timeline and imagine that event happening down below me on my timeline on Saturday, 2 days ahead where I am today. And I imagine it, watching that event happen perfectly, me doing it perfectly, and me finishing and getting through the event with no anxiety, feeling good about it, feeling all those emotions that I want to feel and experience from it. And then what I do is I take those lessons, I say to myself, absorb the lessons, the learnings, the resources that you need in order to feel this way you want to feel. And when you've done that, float yourself all the way back to the present moment into now and find yourself back to here. And when I do that, what I get is this amazing effect of my brain creates, instead of the negative consequence of that event, the anxiety that comes from that, my brain is going to actually lay down a different neurological pathway that is more of a roadmap of how I want to experience things. It's going to change the physiological shift in my body, and it's going to create a map of possibility for me as opposed to the other map of uncertainty that was causing the anxiety. What you'll find is that you can repeat this process a couple times and the anxiety is completely gone away. In fact, if anything, you probably may feel a little bit excited about this event that's coming ahead. It's pretty amazing how this works. And the reason is because unconsciously we map the way we understand time is on a timeline, right? We know when we were born, we know our future and projecting into when we can potentially pass on, and we know where we are now. And the way we organize our memories, right, and as well as future memories and projections, we organize them on a timeline. And so when we imagine and bring this timeline up into our unconscious, or bring it consciously and marry it with our unconscious processes that are going on throughout this, what happens is we actually experience things the way we want them to be, and those feelings reside within us already. We already have the ability to feel how we want to feel. They're coming from us. We're just teaching our mind, we're teaching our brain how we want to be instead. And so when we do that, the anxiety is drastically reduced, or in most cases eliminated, with this type of technique, this timeline technique. You can also use this to clear past memories and clear past negative emotions and associations that you have, which I can do a video on that in the future. But try this out. Try removing some of these negative feelings you have and the anxiety about this uncertain event that's happening in the future by using this timeline process. And what you're going to find, it's very effective at getting you beyond that, so that you're opened up and you're allowed to just live the way you want to live without this baggage that you're carrying around of these worrying about things that are going to potentially happen, that most of the time, when that event happens, it's never nearly as bad as we make it out to be in our mind. So try this out. Let me know how it works. If you need help with it, shoot me a DM or send me a comment. I'll reply. Love you guys. I'm going to keep pumping this stuff out for you, and I will catch you on the next one.